So yeah, we could use this as a behind the scenes when we first started it all.
Yeah, fair enough. These could sell like hotcakes in like 10 years when we replace Joe Rogan as top dog.
Yeah, sure. Let's start by saying that we're going to replace Joe Rogan. That's exactly where we want to be. I mean, if we're going to do this, we might as well become the best in the game, right?
Of course, I know.
The bar is not that high.
Definitely, yeah.
You should go and get vitamin D and DMT. I think that's what he says, right?
Vitamin D and DMT, like
Yeah,
all at once. Wouldn't you
I
sleep?
don't know. I don't think there are counterindications as taking them both at the same time. Like being in the sun while you take DMT, I don't think that's a problem.
Well, yeah, I mean, you would get vitamins as well, and also high. So perfect combo.
Yeah. So I think that let's see what the footnote things does. Let's see here. List of topics. Okay. Oh yeah, it has a timestamp. That's exactly what I wanted to see. That way, we can take notes, and after, if we ever decide to edit things, we know exactly when the timestamp will be. And I think it has a function. I would have to see, but otherwise, I will use another tool for that, to actually remove on a track, the silences and stuff like that, so that you only have the bits where the person is talking. And
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure it's also easy to find the and stuff like that. And because it's recording on two separate tracks, if you're talking while I'm doing stuff like that, I can mute that part on my end, so it's not distracting from what you're talking about, for instance.
Okay.
Or let's say we're interrupting but not saying anything because we decide to let the other talk, we
Hmm.
can remove that part so that it's as if the person didn't intervene. If obviously if it's interesting, otherwise there is no reason to cut it.
Enough.
And also my voice is like this because I'm still recovering, as
From?
I was sick covid.
Oh, you should. Yeah.
Oh wait, we're
That's,
not allowed to say that.
well, you had the kung flu.
Yeah, yeah, I'm not sure that's better. Yeah, I had the sea flu. Yeah, actually, I don't know how I got it. Uh, Most likely from a party last Saturday. Chances are that's the most likely scenario when I check when the symptoms started.
Did you make out with a Chinese girl?
No, I did not. I did not make out with anyone actually.
Oh, okay.
Hmm. No, I've been
Um,
quite. Wait, let me think. No, no, I've been quite reasonable ever since I came back from Fiji. I need to take a break from all those things.
like from what's the correct political term? Vagina or pussy?
The what now?
You decided to take a break from what? From pussy?
From dating in general, and
Oh, okay.
yeah, yeah. After what happened, I needed to to take a break.
And I wanted to
Uh,
actually ask
I
you about that.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to go directly into our private lives for the first pre thing.
Well, actually,
Nothing
first,
happened.
sorry,
Yeah.
I wanted to say first off, you do realize that I saw this in like a podcast. I don't remember which one. That there are about 10 million podcasts worldwide.
Yeah. So
So what are the chances that I'm actually gonna get that purple Lambo?
yeah, that's for you. I don't need that much money. I'm pretty sure that everything that I would want combined would still be less than that purple Lambo.
Oh, I would buy it in lease. No, no, I wouldn't pay cash up front. But I
Why
always
not?
wanted the purple Lamborghini. Well, if I can afford it, obviously, but
Yeah.
you just sell it afterwards. I don't know if I told you that I actually the previous job that I had was very lucrative, and
So
uh,
the one right after SG, right?
yeah, the one that
Hmm.
I'm actually currently in now, my contract ends Wednesday actually,
Yeah.
and basically I kind of learned that money doesn't really change me. I made quite a lot actually in like 3.5 months.
Yeah.
And I realized that yeah, I'm not changing my lifestyle because of money. The only difference is that I just started being more invested in things that I actually love doing. So I started taking piano lessons, for example. I'm going to buy a digital piano, start practicing at home because I always
A
wanted to do that.
digital piano. Are you? Do you mean a synth?
For what?
A synthesizer or like
No, no.
you're not talking about a digital piano. You're talking about an you mean an electrical one,
Well, that's
like
what
not a
it is.
classical one.
Well, no, not a classical piano because those go for like
Yeah.
5, 6,000 at least euros. So basically, it's kind of like a half piano, quarter of a piano.
Yeah, it's a synth that has the weight on the keys
Yeah,
that you get the same feedback as if you're playing on a real piano.
exactly. But it's not exactly like a keyboard because it has the whole furniture of looking like a piano.
Yeah, it's like an electrical drum or an electrical piano. Like you get the feel of the genuine instrument, but it's an electrical one.
Hmm. No,
Like
but
you don't get
I mean,
the chord. You don't have the I want to say chords in it, but I don't.
the chords, yeah,
I'm not sure. Yeah,
that's what they're called.
I wasn't. Mhm.
Not only that, I mean, like a keyboard, for example, you can take it with you and you know put it on your back and go whatever you want. But
Depends on the keyboard, but yeah,
generally, yeah. But with this, it's like the keyboard is put into like this furniture that
yeah,
kind
yeah,
of resembles a piano. That's why it's called a
yeah.
digital piano.
Mhm.
And
Oh,
that's
so it
basically that.
is literally it is called like that, a digital piano.
Yeah.
Okay, I was sure it had another name, but yeah, okay, then fine. I think that's what Smo had for a while while he was taking piano lessons. It's like a smaller version of what you would find in saloons,
Yeah.
like
Exactly.
a straight. I think that's. Wait, let me. We have internet. Let's check.
Do we have that? Yeah.
uh, straight piano. What does it look like? Yeah, a straight piano.
Yeah. Basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I started taking piano lessons, and oh my god, I wished I would have started this when I was a kid. Maybe I would have been a prodigy by now, or most
No,
likely I would
you're
have gotten bored.
either a prodigy or you're not. It's not something that you become.
I may have had my Lambo up until now, so
Yes, because
sounds missed.
piano players are the ones making the most money.
Well, I would have diversified. I would have played Manele at weddings, for example, and make some bank there, as most classical pianists do. Um,
Yeah, Manele could actually be. I don't know how this music works, but yeah, you could definitely make bank with that.
It's like mumble rap, but for the Balkans.
That's not fair to mumble rap. I'm not a great fan of mumble rap, but come on, this is harsh.
I don't know, is it?
Although the themes are the same, I guess I don't understand what they're talking about in mumble rap, anyways, and I don't speak Romanian for Manele, so yeah, to me they talk about the same language. Yeah,
Well,
I'm pretty sure
basically,
they talk about the same things.
yeah, it's the same topics, fuck my enemies and they're women, obviously, and I make a lot of money and I buy nice things with the money, and I'm top dog, and everyone else who thinks is top dog is not top dog because I am top dog. Basically, that's like an entire song. Maybe
Yeah,
maybe
rinse and repeat.
yeah, rinse and repeat exactly. Add some drums to it.
So basically, yeah, it is mumble rap. It's exactly the same thing. uh, you should describe what. Well, you just described it, what it is, but give maybe more context so that people know what to look for or what to avoid.
So Manel actually started like in the early. They evolved similar to like hip hop, for example, which started like in the '70s, late '70s. If I'm not mistaken, the first uh, kind of hip hop group was what's the song named? You surely remember it. Well, not because you're black, but obviously the internet. Um, it goes something like I said a hip hop. the hippie to the hip pappy, don't stop. You remember that?
Yeah, I do remember the song, but I would no, I don't know who sang that.
The- yeah, technically that's kind of considered the first rap song. It kind of evolved from the funk era, if I'm not mistaken, if I know my rap history. Anyway, so in Romania, it kind of evolved from uh, kind of gypsy music. So, gypsies, for example, in Romania, do have this particular style of song called lăutărească, which means kind of like a party song, but for old people, something like that. It mainly focuses on instruments.
Is
Uh,
it the same thing they play at weddings that goes super fast and is very dissonant? Or
Not
is it more like what
exactly.
they play on I forgot the name of that TV channel. Favorit. I think it was the name of the TV channel.
Yeah, Favorit plays, if I'm not mistaken, Manele. 'Cause I don't really listen to them, but basically, what happened is gypsies had started to have like sort of like a folk music,
Hmm.
similar to like Romanian folk music, but they concentrated more on instrumentals. So they would focus a lot on accordion, on violin. They're very good violinists, and kind of evolved from that. And that was usually played at like weddings or parties back in the communist regime.
Hmm.
It started like that, and it's very appreciated even nowadays. Actually, a lot of famous gypsy players played in like the very big concerts in like Vienna and stuff like that.
Okay, so now we're not talking about
No,
Manele itself, but
that's
the origin, the
proto
thing before.
mana,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
the where it got the inspiration from. So that in like the communist regime fell. What are you smoking on, by the way?
My e-cig still.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I actually quit cigarettes. Like I don't really remember how long it's been now. I haven't smoked since.
Yeah, it's been a week for me, and I'm fine. Actually, I don't really feel like smoking. I tried. When was it? Oh yeah, last night because there was a party here, and I just went out with my friend I told you about, who
Mhm.
told me about the podcast and everything, like today. So we went out for a smoke, and it tasted again like the very first smoke you take. That really is disgusting. So I'm fine, and I'll slowly phase out the the e-cig as well. I'm
Well, you
getting.
always had good discipline when it came to cigarettes, from what I've noticed. Yeah,
Come again?
you always had good discipline in cigarettes, from what I've noticed.
Yeah, I usually stop when I get bored of them, and I've stopped for like after a few days. I already cannot appreciate the taste anymore. So chances
Mm.
are I'm not going to invest more money in that. So sorry, I interrupted you. So you said yeah, that was the origin.
Yeah, that
Um,
was the origin. So as rap became hip hop from the funk era, so did Manele had its inspiration from the Lăutărească music, from the Gypsy original music.
mhm,
So then in like the early 90s, mid 90s, they started diversifying a bit. So this Lăutărească music, this Gypsy music started becoming more uh, danceful, let's say. It was easier to dance to. So they started adding more lyrics that would be suited for people who would hang out in bars and maybe drink too much and started reminiscing about, their glory days when they were younger and had a lot of women and stuff like that.
mhm.
Or they would start to talk about things like love is not enough and eventually it breaks. Kind of, I wouldn't say pitiful music, but just music that would make you reminisce,
Like bittersweet or something. Like
something like
yeah,
that.
memories. Like
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. It would bring back memories from when you were younger.
Mhm.
Different themes about how the love that we had is no longer there, and I caught you with another man, and fun stuff like that.
Yeah.
And from that, it kind of became even more easy to dance to. They started bringing in more dancey themes, let's say. And basically around the early 2000s, that's when the Manila, as we know them today, started acting up. Weirdly enough, not played by gypsies, but the cis white males, actually, which is a shame. That's cultural appropriation right there. Um, yeah, the first band was called LA, short for Los Angeles, obviously.
Hmm.
And they played their first gig in the first mall, mall in Romania, in Bucharest, called also
The
Bucharest Mall.
Yeah, I was about to say Bucharest more.
That's the
So
first time they played there. It was called Okite, Your Eyes, and started about, my God, I saw your eyes. I couldn't, just things like that. Where, hey baby, what's your name? That sort of thing. Those were the themes basically. So we kind of evolved from that. Then obviously the Gypsies fought back and took their music back. Good for them.
I'm not
And
going to do a racist joke here, but yeah.
yeah, and they just started blowing up. So a lot of people started playing Manele. People with very good voices, actually, like Nicolae Gutsa and Adrian Copilu, stuff like that. They had really nice voices, and this was a perfect outlet for them. So they started becoming more and more in demand, especially during weddings and baptisms, because in Romania, when we have these kind of parties, they last, especially in the gypsy world, they can last for like 3 days and 3 nights. So they played a lot, and they have this. Well, in Romania, there's this part of the culture is that we have such parties. You would kind of give a dedication, not a dedication. What do you call it?
I see what you mean because we
Like a
have the
shout
same
out.
word in French. Yeah, exactly, a shout out. Um,
So
yeah,
if you
you
want to give a
dedicate the
shout out,
song to someone, faire
you
une
dedicate a song
dédicace,
to someone.
faire une dédicace à quelqu'un.
Voilà.
I'm not sure that dedication is the
No,
word
no,
in
it's,
English.
it's, it's it's not a proper word.
Yeah,
A
but a
shout
shout
out
out.
would be
Let's say
more
shout out.
American, but yeah, it works. So yeah, they would do a shout out for, I don't know, their wife, their girlfriend, their friends, their godfathers, especially at weddings or baptisms. And you would give a certain amount of money to the singer, the main singer, because you always have a main singer and the band. That's the standard. Maybe two singers, but usually it's only one, and you have the band behind them. So we would give like maybe in today's money would be standard would be at least €10, or so nothing below €10 for a song, and the main guy would basically say, okay, so we have €10 from John from Craiova to his lovely wife.
Yeah,
Uh,
like they do at weddings.
yeah, exactly. So this
I've
would
been to so many weddings when I was in Romania. This is crazy. Like, and I
really.
haven't been to any since, and I'm not planning to ever. I had never been to one. I've been to only one wedding before Romania. I've
Oh,
been to 5 weddings in 5 years when I was in Romania, and then I haven't been to any ever again.
yeah, I'm not big on weddings anymore.
Yeah. So
It's kind of a waste of time.
I think it would be fair to say that my christening and wedding traditions knowledge comes exclusively from Romania.
Yeah, it's a bit different here, I would say. Well, actually, it's different depending on the part of country where you're from. For example, in the south, but also in like Moldova, all the wedding itself obviously happens during the daytime because you have to go to church and everything. But the actual party starts at about 6, 7, 8 p.m.
Hmm.
up until, well, very well, 6, 7, 8 a.m. However, in Transylvania, the actual party starts at about 11 a.m. and ends up till 10, 11 p.m.
Okay, so I had more of the southern Moldovan type because yeah, around between noon and two you would have like the church and city hall ceremonies,
Hmm.
and sometimes they would even have a break in the afternoon.
Yep, yep.
Then people would meet up and eat and party, or they would have lunch right after, and then the party would just continue into the night. But it would not start that early in the morning.
Well, actually, that's something that you didn't know about, maybe because you weren't part of it. But during that actual break, it's not exactly a break. It's a break for the people who are invited to the party mostly, but to the closest people around the young couple, to the young newlyweds, that's the time where they take the wedding photos.
Oh no, I am on those pictures, so I may not have noticed. Everything blended because I didn't go there because I wanted to. Mostly, I went there as the plus one.
Oh,
So, so yeah, and I think it just blended in. And a couple of times, I used that break to just go home and never come back to the party.
okay.
So yeah, to getting back to the music. So, were those the first ones? Were they from like Pantelimon or Salajan
Oh,
or
fuck
that
no.
area?
No,
They were
no,
from
no.
what?
Pantelimon and Selajan were the hip hop groups that
Oh
emerged.
right, yeah, it's the hip hop side that is
Yeah,
from there.
they started in like 94 and it blew up in like 98. Like
Hmm.
personally, my favorite Romanian hip hop period was from 98 to 2002. And recently they actually started becoming very, very good because they started bringing classical golden age hip hop beats. So like early 90s, you would see that in Romania now.
So when you talk about classical beats, you mean like US classical beats or
Yeah.
Romanian classical
No,
beats?
no, US classical beats, yeah, because that's where
Okay.
hip hop originated. So we have that jazzy feel to it nowadays, which I think is
Hmm.
missing in American hip hop nowadays, because it's all
Okay.
mumble rap basically.
Not really. Actually, it depends on what region you're listening to. But I mean, we're already like on a 22 minutes tangent because we haven't even started talking about what we were supposed to talk.
I
So yeah,
would
we
say
haven't
this is a
even
good start,
brushed
yes.
we haven't even brushed the subject of selecting a few topics.
Oh,
Um,
there's one topic right there.
yeah, we could actually talk about that like more profoundly, and I would have like
Mhm.
more questions about it. And I can talk to you about traditional Swiss music, which is very
Nice.
exciting. And I know some big names, and no, I don't know. It's like I like it, but I wouldn't stick that on anyone.
Is the yoga your thing? I
Yes,
always wanted.
it is
Seriously?
mainly yodeling.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I just happen to like that because I grew up listening to that in the car, but then everything sounds better in a Mercedes. So yeah.
Of course. When reading songs and checking your bank account.
So yeah, let's just see what kind of topics. So yeah, I put list of topics at 1 minute and 7 seconds. We're at 23 minutes and we still haven't even mentioned a single topic that we could have. Um, let's see. So things that we've been talking about, like for instance, I think a good starting point would be no, actually that would be a terrible one as I am yeah, no, let's not do the bullshit jobs from the get-go
Mm.
because I have some strong feelings about that and I may not want to share that right away.
Okay.
But actually let's just put it to it's not an order, it's just the order in which we're just mentioning them. And actually I think it would be nice to read the book bullshit jobs before having that before talking about it, just to see what the guy actually mentions through and through, instead of just having someone talk to us about it.
Okay.
And yeah, let's go in with heavy subjects like this one, the decline of
Ukraine.
Western
Is it a real
society.
country?
Yeah, current events. I don't know. Yeah, we can talk about. I think we could have a section in each like podcast where we talk about current events. Um and see what kind of information we get from the event and see how we actually feel about it. Like, interestingly enough, I've seen a lot of images of people in Russia, queuing for banks and complaining and stuff like that. That's mostly what's shown in the Western media. But
Hmm,
my dance partner is there. She's from Russia. She lives there now, and she says that her day to day has not been affected whatsoever by this.
interesting.
Yeah, so we do get biased information on either side, I guess.
But that's normal, I would say.
Yeah, it's perfectly normal, but the fact that people say, oh, they don't know that it's a war going on and stuff like that, that's partly bullshit. Media may not say it, but people are aware that it is.
The internet is
From
still on, and I mean,
Yeah.
people playing Counter Strike would talk about this. You can't hide it.
And yeah, so, and also I'm pretty sure that in online games they must have received a very shitty welcome when they logged in after the
Definitely, yeah,
attack started.
yeah.
Especially, like, I know that, for instance, in I know I've heard that in what's called in Mortal Online, for instance, as it's a full PvP game, there are some Russian hunters and there are some well-known Russian guilds, and I think that the members were being hunted down. And I would feel sorry for them, but as it happens, they a lot of them are assholes anyways to begin with. So fair is fair.
To be honest, that's how you should war. Let's play an online game, and whoever wins the country.
The West doesn't want to do that because Russia doesn't suck that bad at games. They're
They
actually
really don't. Yeah, that's true.
yeah. So I'm not sure the West is ready for
Yeah, a bunch of pussies if you ask me. But
that. So yeah, current events. Yeah, obviously, let's say music and art in general. We can talk about shows we're watching. So very basic stuff.
for a moment there, I
Uh,
thought you said shoes. I'm like,
yes, we can actually talk about shoes. We can have a girl on and talk about shoes if you want.
well, it's going to be a short conversation from our end, but yeah,
Not necessarily. I actually quite like shoes.
really. Well,
Yeah, I do.
as in you could talk a lot about them.
I don't know. I like buying them. I like wearing them.
Huh. Well, my proudest
And
moment.
also, I can just watch at pictures of shoes. We can just share pictures of shoes and shit on them.
Fair enough.
So it's our show. We do whatever. Okay, here, shoes. Next topic, shoes.
Okay,
Fuck, we do whatever the fuck we want.
fair enough. Ooh, I know this would be a lovely one for us. Current state of the gaming industry.
Yeah, sure.
That's a project that I'm going to work on. That's what I wanted to talk to you about as well.
We could actually have some more like personal projects kind of
Yeah,
topics
yeah.
as well. And maybe like have some segments where we give updates on where we're at and doing those
Hmm.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and speaking about guests, we could have some friends over and to
Yeah.
yeah.
How did you come up with the desire to make a podcast? How did it start?
I don't know. I actually don't know. I was watching Parks and Recs. There was absolutely nothing to prompt me to do a podcast. Like I
But when
haven't
you told me
listened to
about it
any
today, you were pretty
podcasts in
adamant.
Hmm?
When you told me about it today, you were pretty adamant on doing it.
I don't know. We haven't talked in a while, and I think like usually when we talk, we talk because we share a video or a topic, and I think not that it would be interesting for anyone to listen to us, but we do have takes on topics that I think are interesting. But the fact that or at least I'm talking for myself because clearly you have done deep dives in many subjects that I haven't. I tend to talk a lot out of my ass, and I thought hey, that sounds like a podcast. And I figured that that's something that you could be interested in doing, like just talking out of our asses. Oh yeah, we need to put a disclaimer: like nobody should make any life decisions based on anything that we would be talking about in those podcasts.
Oh, definitely not. We just shoot the
We
shit.
we should put that at the beginning, like the very first on the very first podcast, so that
Yeah,
people, yeah, I don't know, we never know.
yeah.
Not that anyone would take it seriously, but you know.
No, but 10 years from now, when we're taken to the Gulag PC, it's better to have some disclaimers before we warn you
Also,
about this.
yeah, we also need to let people know that this we should put it at like 16 plus, I would say. Maybe not 18, but 16 plus, because we're going to swear. I cannot help myself; it's going to come out
Yeah,
anyways.
me neither. Plus, I
It's
like
just
swearing,
how.
to be honest. So
Yeah,
it's that time of mine.
and I actually don't know if we have used any swear words until now, except you using the word pussy. But aside from that, or you quoting Menele lyrics, aside from that, we haven't been cursing in 30 minutes.
To be
But,
fair,
but still.
I tried to tone it down a bit. I've been wanting to say bitch for quite some time now, but I was like, maybe not the right time yet.
And we should definitely have people on that we know we absolutely do not agree with on certain topics,
Oh shit. Okay.
because,
Huh.
well, I'll chances are I'll act as a mediator, because I'm Swiss, I'm neutral. Like, what do I care, anyways? But it could be interesting to have, not as in we get them here for you to yell at them or be
That would
unpleasant
be
to
nice.
them, but to actually have people who completely disagree and uh, would have like a, let's say, a conversation, trying to keep it civil. But since we're not pros, it's not going to happen. But still, you know what would be very interesting?
Hmm.
Someone from Romania who wants to bring communism back.
Oh my god.
That
That's
would be
really
a,
not hard at all to find,
mhm. I,
unfortunately.
that would be interesting. I'm pretty sure that would make for a good topic. Like, yeah. So let's say debates in general. Obviously, the guests are chances are the guests are going to be people we know and not random people picked out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Um,
No, I have such a friend with which I disagree on many topics. But yeah, what will be difficult is to maintain the civility, I would say, of the entire conversation, because people who want to bring back communism, well, they're not that civil, obviously.
yeah. How is their English? It took me a while to decide what kind of pronoun I was going to use, because I forgot if it was a guy or a girl, and yeah.
Um, hmm. Like people who would like to bring back communism. Let me think. Don't really know anyone. I have a friend who has a friend who wants to bring back communism. And that's as
Yeah,
far as I can go. Or my parents.
because thing is that having those ideas is one thing, but they need to be able to express it in English and don't and not feel frustrated for not being able to express it properly, because
True.
that would just add to the tensions, and
Yeah,
that's not what we would want to have.
yeah, yeah. Hmm.
But then again, we could also have like hors série, where you would have debates in Romanian, for instance, or I could have like people like German or French guests as well.
Okay. Yeah, we bring
So
it to a
like not
wider
for the main
audience.
view, but mhm. um, that could be something. And yeah, but those are themes more than like topics. It started, the first one is a topic, but then it devolved into themes, like general themes. But yeah, I think for each theme, if we can have like three topics in it,
Okay.
that's, or no, that's already a lot. That's like at least 33 episodes. That's already too much. I just want to have like 10 episodes and then see what it how it goes. But then again, we were supposed to just talk about the topics, and we're already half an hour in. I'm pretty sure we can get a few podcasts
Definitely,
going.
definitely. I wanted to ask. You said that you talked to your friend who already has a podcast,
Yeah,
and how's it going for him?
quite well, but he does that professionally. Actually, he works for a publishing house here in France.
Okay.
Like they publish books and stuff like that, and he runs the podcast talking about science fiction and fantasy,
Oh,
and he interviews authors and stuff like that.
interesting.
That's what he does actually. He interviews authors and speaks about some of the new literature and stuff like that.
Hmm. Okay.
And it's going well. Like he knows that he's not going to hit millions of listens simply because the topic is not that
It's a niche
widespread
topic.
in
Yeah.
front. Yeah, exactly. It's a very niche topic. But for what the company wanted to have to do with the podcast, they seem satisfied for now. So yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, to be honest, I was curious in doing this project with you. First off, because yeah, I like talking to you, and we haven't spoken in a while, and I was thinking, yeah, this would be a pretty good chance to shoot the shit and talk about whatever, even though you're far away and stuff like that. So that's cool.
Yeah, if we get that running for a year, we might have episode that will be live from Thailand as well.
Nice.
Yep, really looking forward to that. I should start working on that. Actually, there's not much I need to do, but yeah.
You have like a specific city or village, I guess.
Yeah, in Hua Hin. I don't know if that's how you say it, but it's like 4 hours south of Bangkok on the coast.
Okay.
And yeah, there are a few things there. I'm not sure I want to say too much because it doesn't involve just me. I mean, what's in there. But when things are more like on the road or once I'm there, I might mention a few things there. What the fuck? Why is there? I was just on Google Maps, and for some reason, China is set as a want to go destination.
So what?
It just stars things where you've been at or where you've been and stuff like that. And China was highlighted as a place that I've been and liked.
And did
And
you?
I've never stepped foot in China. I have no intention of going to like main to yeah to West Taiwan. Anyways, closest I would go would be yeah, Hong Kong would be the closest place I would go to mainland China. But I will also not take the risk to go that close to China after defending Taiwan and Hong Kong.
Yeah, yeah. Although I'm following. I don't know if you know Steven Crowder.
No, doesn't ring any bell.
He has like a show Louder with Crowder on YouTube, but also on some other outlets. And he's like also like a conservative basically. And he started this thing where he
Oh,
hates.
actually, I've actually seen the guy. Yeah.
Yeah, so he hates TikTok. However, he made an account and starting saying all sorts of shit about China,
Hmm.
like everything you can imagine, from Tiananmen Square to Winnie the Pooh to whatever. And guess what? Nothing happened to him. Absolutely nothing.
Oh, the system is learning.
As in, they let him put up his videos, and he has like
Yeah,
hundreds of thousands of likes on it. However, if you say something like that on YouTube, or Twitter, well, you know very well, which is
yeah, because
unbelievable.
TikTok belongs to the Chinese government or partly to the Chinese government. And thing is that they can let you say whatever you want in the West. It doesn't mean that his videos will be showing in China.
But they do.
And that they do. Are you
Yeah,
sure?
yeah. Well, that's what he said at least.
Meh, I call bullshit on that. Given that you cannot talk about Tiananmen Square, it's not possible.
So you
I
think
highly doubt that.
You thinking that TikTok lets him post this thing on Western
and
TikTok?
he's like soft ban, like not soft ban, but like shadow ban in China.
That's a nice. Okay, fair enough.
I would see that, but I may be wrong. I'm again, as we said, talking out of our asses. I'm talking out of my ass. I just don't see that happening.
But if it were to happen, that would be really messed up.
Yeah, or he's too small a fish to even be considered by the party. That's how unimportant that guy might be to them.
I mean, you can't be on Twitter, and Trump is banned on Twitter and on YouTube. He actually had a recent interview or something, and I really wanted to see it, and it was banned. So it's weird when you let TikTok, even in the West, you let them post whatever, but you won't let Trump in on YouTube. That's just these are weird times, man.
Yeah, that's also a topic, but I think that would fall under the decline of Western society.
Yeah.
The yeah, the same a news that came out like a few days ago. I don't know if you know the search engine DuckDuckGo.
Yep.
Yeah, so I've been using that for a few years now. And recently, with the war in Ukraine, they started saying that they're going to censor results, and that's a big no-no for me.
Yeah, me as well. I actually use it for my extracurricular activities.
Yeah, you search porn on it because then it doesn't show in your search history.
Something like that.
But yeah, I mean, it's like you wouldn't be the only guy doing that. Not that I would know myself, but yeah, there is absolutely no reason my mind went to that first. I mean, I don't want my porn censored. It's all I'm saying.
Yeah, me neither. However, I did hear that the algorithms are very good if you let the cookies go amok. You know,
um, that's the thing.
I would be interested in.
You don't find anything new if you do that. It will like put you in a certain box and then show you things they're sure you're going to like, and you don't find out new things.
I don't want new things. I want old things. I want things that I remember when I
Yeah,
was
you're
thirteen.
conservative. I'm not. I like exploring, so yeah, that's not something I can jive with. I found another. Let me just. So people were talking about this one. Uh, yeah, where? Hmm. Okay, I guess I have it on my mobile browser. A new search engine. It's not a new search engine, but people were recommending another one. It's called Mojik.
Okay.
MOJEEK.com,
Okay.
and that's one that people have been recommending. I haven't started using it yet because I haven't looked into it. I need to read more about it and what they do before I start using that. But yeah, the go is going. The moment they said that they were going to censor results, then yeah, I was like, okay, no, I need to find something else.
Hmm. Well, I think this would be an interesting topic because we were talking about porn before.
Hmm.
Um, the first pornos that you ever saw.
Oh, oh, I remember. Yeah, I can absolutely like. I want to talk about mostly everything, but this is uh,
Brings back memories.
this wouldn't be. No, no, it brings very good memories.
Oh, it does. It
Not
does.
good memories. It's weird to say that given the context, but I can tell you about that like out, not in something where we're recording, because yeah, when I'll tell you, you'd understand why. Like there are certain things that I guess. Um, mm, yeah, you will understand why this specific topic. I think this would be one of the only ones where this I cannot say on something that is being recorded.
Okay, fair enough. I don't have a problem with it. So.
Yeah, no, it's you'll understand. I'll tell you right
Mhm.
after.
Sure. I just hate the fact that I can't find them anymore.
Oh, there is no way I could find that. But I remember the general topic, and I found more of that after.
Weirdly enough, mine was in French, and I just can't find it anymore. It
Oh,
was a young virgin at the pool, and she went to the bathroom. Two guys went after her, and I was like, "Oh my god, does this happen in real life? This is amazing."
here's another topic: porn and addiction.
Yeah, yeah,
I think this would make an interesting topics for several podcasts.
yeah, yeah. It could be. Hmm. And for this, we would. I think if we would have like a woman as well as a guest, that would be
One or more,
interesting.
actually. We can.
Hey, the more the merrier, obviously. But yeah, it would be interesting because it would bring different takes. You know how guys see it, how women see it.
Yeah, definitely because and also people for whom porn doesn't work at all. Like some people, it simply cannot get off watching porn, which is I think should be the normal, but alas isn't.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that this is a very interesting topic, and without going into maybe sorry the psychology of it, because we would know more than maybe skimming an article about it.
Hmm.
We can talk about how it affects us and
Yeah,
how
yeah,
we change things and stuff like that, and also maybe how we cope with that,
yeah.
with
True.
the fact that we are shown certain things, and is it something we're trying to replicate and stuff. I'm pretty sure there's a lot to be talked about.
Unpack here. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Hmm. I think we're gonna come up with a lot of other topics
yeah.
as we
Actually,
go.
when you start talking, like even now without a topic, we're at 45 minutes already, and yeah. So I'm not afraid at all that we're going to find enough of
Definitely.
things to talk about, and also we can like take suggestions from friends and stuff like that to see
Hmm.
like what kind of topics we could brush.
Yeah. And when after the bombs fall, and there's no technology left in the world, and this will be one of the only resources left because everything else would have been destroyed. Everyone else left on Earth will like us. I would
Well,
say.
without technology, they won't be able to listen to this.
Ah, God damn it!
Yeah, that's so we need to get it
On
into
floppy
as many
sticks.
hands as possible before that, so that we're recognized and we can then start a commune or something. Because oh, they're those guys. They they're vaguely famous. We
We
should
should have
attach to
top
them.
leaders, yeah, and give them our women. Hmm.
Yeah, no.
Not all of them, obviously, but the hot ones, so we
Yeah, it
can keep
depends on,
it alive.
because if they're hot from radiation, thanks but no thanks.
True, true, true. But what if they're feral?
Sorry?
Sorry, feral. What if they're a bit feral? They would be
Oh,
crazy.
that's something else. I
Like,
have nothing against primalism. That's actually a good thing.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm talking about sexual primalism, not going to live in a cave. That's no.
Well, how else would you have nice sex if not if it's primal? I always imagine like you remember like in Family Guy there was a bit where it showed like how two British people have sex and they just started mumbling and say yes yes I'm gonna come now. Oh yeah, oh, quiet quiet. It was weird. That's how I imagine British people having sex.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
you say it's weird because you haven't role played that. Not that I have. I don't want to be disrespectful to any of my exes. I haven't tried it, but I'm pretty sure this could be a fun thing to do in bed.
it would be a fun thing to do.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Pip pip cheerio. Oh,
yeah,
I'm
yeah, exactly.
arriving. Thank you.
All right.
Oh yeah, though that would be so awful. I would be laughing my ass off. I wouldn't be able to focus on anything.
Yeah,
But it would be
definitely.
a good time. Like it would be like some kind of foreplay, and we can just have sex some other time.
Yeah, yeah. Like people who have sex with food. Never understood that.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, I am. very open, and then I have a lot of kinks, but somehow food is not one of them.
Yeah, it's just they don't
Food,
go
food,
together.
food, and feet are absolutely not my thing. And
Eh,
I love eating. I absolutely love eating. But yeah, I don't know. It's too messy. Maybe because I don't like eating in bed.
oh
I
my
am
god, I
strongly against
fucking
eating in
hate
bed,
that. Yeah, me as well. That's a no-no.
and I think that's why I never made the association.
That's
We should
really
ask. We should find someone who is into that kink and explain us how he feels about eating in bed in general, or how they felt before developing the kink. Was it there before, or did they start liking that after, or maybe they hate eating in bed? I don't
hmm.
know.
And also people who have a feet.
We're going to have 3 podcasts on like current events and stuff like that, and then we're going to have 40 on like just sex.
Yeah.
This is how it's going to end. But yeah, so I think we should stop the recording now. It's
Ooh,
like 50
another topic.
minutes.
Yep.
Yeah, sure. No, no, go on. Sure.
So it's the main theme is that we're living in the golden age of TV shows. So we can talk about our favorite TV shows and why they're so great and that sort of thing. And
I already put it. It's topic 5
oh, okay.
before shoes. When you heard shoes,
Oh, I
and I
see.
said shows.
Ah, because I'm watching Orange is the New Black now, and I have a lot of respect for women in prison. Women,
As depicted by television,
obviously, yeah,
because
yeah. Well, no, I double
um,
checked with interviews from ex-cons and stuff. Obviously, it's not that bad.
did you really? This I'm pretty sure that this is going to be my question for the podcast. Did you really?
But yeah, that could be like your thing,
Catchphrase.
you know?
Yeah, because I know that we're talking about our ass out of our asses, so I will doubt certain claims for sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mainly
It'll
when I
work.
know that I haven't done it, I may put your integrity into question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that could work. That'll be fun. Yeah, and obviously we have to base this on we have to be very honest when we're talking about such things because obviously that's the main point of the podcast. I
Mhm.
mean, because I think people can tell if you're not really honest. So,
I'm not sure they can. That's why a lot of people are famous for certain things that to me boggles the mind, but people just believe they're bullshit.
hmm.
And I'm pretty sure that I follow blindly some people that may be full of it, but I maybe not choose, but I don't make the effort to try and see if it's true or not because it's convenient.
Obviously
I
you can't
like what they're saying.
check anything. You can't check everything because it takes up a lot of time.
Hmm.
But yeah, at least for my end, I can be honest. I don't mind. I like detail.
Yeah, I think one of the maybe limits we should set are like in naming people because
Oh
we're definitely going to end up talking about our private lives
yeah,
because it will intermingle. It's not like a scientific discussion about topics. It's just going to be through our lens, and our life are going to come into it. So I think we should at all cost avoid naming people.
yeah, definitely. Definitely.
And well, anyways, if it happens that we name people, I'm just going to cut it out
Hmm.
of the podcast, just out of it's just a matter of respect. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
want
no,
to
I
be
understand. It's a matter of
uh, yeah.
integrity again.
Mm.
Yeah, fair enough.
So yeah, there's that. And yeah, what kind of other rules? Um,
Can't we talk about if besides using actual names of people we know? Um,
mm, yeah, we should see that what we say. Uh, yeah, if it start touching professional, if it start touching us professionally,
mm,
we
mm.
should try as much as possible to just talk about us so that other people who might still work there are not sacked because of something we say.
Yeah, definitely not going to because that would bring actually a lot of legal issues if we talk about work environments and Actually, maybe not even mention companies that we worked for. I think that would be
Yeah, we can
best.
talk about events that we'll have to try and fine tune that, like find a way to talk about jobs that we've been at and without mentioning names.
Yeah, for example, we can say, I remember when we worked at this big name in the gaming industry, for example, like a big game
Yeah.
developer, for example, but it's just
Oh,
not.
I think we can shit on them. I'm pretty sure we're allowed to do that. Like there are a lot of people doing that. Uh, they're fucking things up on their own quite well.
Yeah, but it's out of courtesy and professionalism. I don't. It's nice
Yeah,
to
we'll
mention.
talk about it again in like two or three podcasts when we get very comfortable and see how we're there. But yeah, we can just bleep the names. Actually, we could try and do that. We talk about the company saying the name, but we just bleep it in post.
Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't bleep it because I don't like the sound. But I noticed uh,
No, just mute it. You know, you just cut
just
the
mute it.
sound
Yeah,
for that. Yeah,
mute
yeah, yeah.
that,
The beep sound is too
or
aggressive.
we could use a different sound for them. For example, do you remember a show by I don't remember the first name, but it was like Ferguson, if I'm not mistaken. It was a Scottish guy. They had like a late show, or the late show, something like that. It was he was very funny. Um,
Oh, he's the one who made the joke about that about he was talking about women and then said a woman wrote this joke.
no, that's Norm Macdonald.
Oh right, no, you're talking about Craig Ferguson.
Craig Ferguson. There we go. So
Yeah,
whenever he had like swear words, he would use all. He was the first one who actually used all sorts of different sounds, but not the
like
usual.
animals or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that could work.
And
We just have to learn how to use the tools. Literally, this is the first thing we're trying now. So I'll see if I can edit directly in this. I am not sure I can because this is obviously the free version. But there is Audacity, and I'll see if I can export things and then edit
Mhm.
there. But I will really try and do the minimum editing, as little editing as possible, because
Yeah.
it is not something I think I'll take any pleasure in doing.
Well, that's one thing, and secondly, it's main thing of the podcast is that it's mainly unedited, so that it's uh,
Yeah, we'll
less
have to see about it.
insecure, I would say.
Okay, can you hear me well? Because I can see that my look at the comparison on our bars, or can you see the voice
I can
activation
only
or
see
not?
your bar.
Okay, yours is way bigger than mine.
Maybe because I'm standing closer to the laptop.
No, I have a headset.
Yeah, but I
Uh,
don't. That's what I mean.
yeah, I don't know, but can you hear me clearly?
I can hear you very clearly, and you're
Yeah,
on my speakers.
given that we're using this as a recording tool as well as let's say calling tool, then yeah, definitely. Yeah, let's hope that I'm heard well. Otherwise, I can actually edit it to make my voice louder.
It's
Um,
a very
uh,
good tool, actually. Very clear.
yeah, like you just have two buttons to press and you're ready to go, and everybody's recorded on their own track.
Perfect. Yeah, all you need.
Yeah. So, in case you're wondering, the name of the tool is Zencaster, Castr. Watch out because there is Zencast, which is another tool that you have to pay for, and it's not the one we're using. Also, we're not sponsored by them. They don't even know we exist. We just started. But hey, if they want to sponsor us, well,
Cash win.
ju- you have our email addresses anyway. So yeah,
Yeah.
just contact us. But yeah, I mean, for the amount of setup, the amount of time I needed to set this up, which is basically the 30 seconds it took me to create my account. It's a very good tool, like ready to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
And my friend is going to give me the references for like microphone and everything, and he said he paid his for about 50 euros, and he said that the same brand has a box with everything for 75 euros, which is way less than what I was expecting um, when talking gear. So it comes, I think, with a headset, with the microphone and everything.
Nice. That's perfect because I would actually need a good headset for when I buy my digital piano. Because obviously I can't play. Being in an apartment, my neighbors would
Hmm.
be pretty angry with me. Although they do have kids, so fuck them.
Yeah. Does your piano come with Bluetooth?
I think it will, yeah, because I'm getting like a proper one, top of the line, but pretty good.
You should definitely get the same headset as me. I mean, as your everyday headset. I've got the Sony 1000 MX4, and yeah, so far it's the best thing I've ever bought. I used to have another Sony before, which I kept for uh, what was it? I got it in like 2013 or 2014, and I just changed it in January
Hmm.
2022. So that's 8 years. It's still working perfectly fine. I just needed a new headset with noise canceling. That's all. That's the only reason I changed it.
Damn.
Yeah, it had like 20 or 25 hours of playback time. So you have like 2 or 3 days at work with music, no problem, before you have to charge it again.
Shit, that's great. So you're saying that in this, how much you said, 75 euros?
No, that's something else. I'm talking like for your everyday thing. It's not the setup for the podcast.
Oh, okay. But
It's just something that I have for myself, like that I would use with my phone. Oh, for instance, there was a party at home yesterday, and there were a lot of people, and I think there were like 40 or 50 people.
damn.
And my room is just in front of the backyard. We have a front yard and a backyard in the house, and so people tend to hang out in front of my window because that's where there is a place to sit and there's lights and stuff like that. And I put my headset on to go to sleep. I was watching a video on YouTube or something like that, fell asleep. I could not hear anyone. And yeah, so imagine having 20 people just next to your window and not being able to hear them.
Yeah, that never happened to me. I mean, I used to sleep on the chairs when I was going at weddings with my parents. I would be so tired because we would stay up until like 8 a.m. We would be the last ones to go.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, usually I don't mind the noise, and I didn't mind it yesterday. It just so happened that I wanted to watch something, and I thought, oh, I might as well try and see if it would block enough of it so that I could fall asleep. And I was dead and gone in 30 seconds. I could not hear anyone. I
Nice.
was just with the video, and yeah.
How
And
much tag on that?
sorry,
How much is the price tag on that?
it's not. It is quite expensive, I think. Let me just check. Uh, I got it for wait, Sony 1000 MX4. Oh, it's a XM4. Sorry, not MX4. XM4. And uh 329 euros, but I think I got it for
Damn.
299.
Fuck, 300 euros? That's damn. That shit. I could buy a fucking PS5 with that almost.
Yeah, but why would you want to?
Because I want to play Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, it's coming to PC. Why would you want to?
What? When? I didn't know that.
Okay, I'm talking out of my ass. Just let me check. Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima.
And Spider-Man as well. I want to play Spider-Man.
Um, yeah, Spider-Man won't, but
I doubt Ghost of Tsushima as well because it's a PS exclusive.
will be the latest PlayStation exclusive to come to PC. It seems like Sony is selling all exclusive, and
Nice.
yeah, but that was 1 year ago.
Oh, by the way,
Yeah,
about games.
Uncharted, Bloodborne, Ghost of Tsushima, and God of War.
God of War, yeah, I know they came up. I actually think I need to buy a new, either laptop or gaming PC, one of the two, because this one's pretty old. Hmm.
Uh,
Have you ever played Valheim?
Yeah, yeah, I do have the game.
You like it?
I haven't played it long enough.
Oh, okay.
I think I haven't even defeated the first boss. I just got it in Q2, Ghost of Tsushima on PC. Q2 2022 is the estimated.
Which is
Um, at the end of March, we're starting Q2.
oh, okay, not bad. Okay, yeah, yeah. If you're interested, I would love to play Valheim. I've been playing it quite a lot. I haven't played it in like a long time, but because it's a lot of fun when you play more people.
Yeah, I played it when it came out, but back then I was. Wait. Oh, I know why I haven't played it a lot because I had just left Romania
Hmm.
and I was still staying at the hotel before I found a place here in Paris. And I didn't have like a proper desk or anything, and playing video games was just bothersome.
Oh, I see. Okay,
So that's why I just left it on the side.
fair enough.
So yeah.
So if you're interested, I would be down. It's a very very fun game when you play more people.
hmm
A
We
lot of
could
fun.
definitely also get streaming. We could do some streaming as well.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because if we're going to do the podcast as well, it wouldn't hurt to do also streaming where we would also shoot the shit
Yeah, since chances are we are going
because we're
to
still going
talk
to
anyways.
talk about
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, might as well. Hmm.
What we would really need is a very hardcore, dedicated fan who will do highlights. Someone
Yeah,
who likes the show and just does highlights for us.
yeah. That'll work. You just got to find one. That can't be too
Eh, I'm pretty sure we'll have our Sims.
hard. Make sure to edit that out.
Yeah,
Loyal
I'm just
fans, you meant.
I'm just getting in Steam real quick just to see if Ghost of Tsushima is already announced there. No, it's not yet. Okay.
Wait, you said you had 32 gigabytes of RAM or what?
Yeah, 32 gigs of RAM.
God damn. What do you have, a laptop or a PC?
No, I have a PC. You don't remember seeing it? My red PC that you saw at home.
I don't remember. No, the reason why I asked is because I was thinking of buying a PC because of the whole, me wanting to go into serious into game development. But I'm thinking if I'm going to work abroad because I'm open to relocate depending
hmm
on the next job that I have, and because I'm only going to work on a contract basis, I was thinking maybe it would be best to buy a high-end laptop.
No, it will always be shit because not only are you going to pay way more to get a gaming laptop, the pieces are not same quality as you would get for a desktop. Again, talking out of my ass, it's just talking out of experience. What you can do, however, is get a compact tower. They're way smaller and they can fit in a suitcase, for instance.
Compact car.
Yeah, but if
What
you're
is that?
going to move, they're just smaller, and they take another type of motherboard in it, and you should go to PC Garage.
Hmm.
Just call them and ask them for more information regarding that. Like, ask them for a desktop that you would need to be able to move quite easily,
Okay.
and they will tell you. I actually built mine buying pieces from PC Garage.
Yeah, I know a lot of people have very high-end PCs. Got them from PC Garage. Yeah.
Well, they're one of the only ones in Romania actually selling pieces
Hmm. I know.
for. So yeah, you have to get things from there.
Okay.
Like, what are the alternatives? You're going to buy something from EMAG and
Yeah.
have no clue how to build it, especially if you haven't built one before.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, I'm waiting on my next gig first off before I start, investing and everything.
But just so that you know, if you're going to develop games, there it's going to take a while before you need a very good computer, because there are a lot of things before that, before you need a high-end computer to do anything.
Yeah, but when I say develop games, I'm not saying I'm getting into programming. I'm more referring to using like Unity or Unreal Engine
Yeah.
to make them. Don't
And
need
you
a
will
high.
you will end up learning programming, because it will be extremely frustrating using the blueprints, for instance, in Unreal.
Okay.
Because at some point you won't find what you want to do, or you want to edit something, like fine tune it and stuff like that, and you want to learn a bit of scripting and stuff like that. So yeah.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I'll give it a go.
Yeah. And also, don't start I wouldn't recommend starting with Unreal or Unity. They're amazing tools, but they are very, very big tools. You may want to definitely learn how a game is made first, before you, because otherwise you're going to be presented with a lot of tools, and you won't necessarily know how to put them together. The only thing you'll learn is what you'll see in tutorials. Like, they're going to show you, okay, you want to make them walk, just put this and this together. Like, the fine tuning and stuff like that will elude you. I would still recommend learning. um, Video game programming is not that complex. The basics, it's actually quite simple, and it goes a long way. Like, learning just a little bit goes a very long way afterwards, understanding the tools and stuff like that.
So you wouldn't recommend me actually learning programming? But when you say game development programming, what exactly are you referring to more specifically?
Any programming language would do, that has an environment that allows you to develop games. Like, for instance, you can use Monogame, which is a framework using C sharp, and then what you learn with that, you can then transfer it to Unity.
Let me.
Or
So monogame, you said?
yeah, Monogame. You can actually, if you download Visual Studio,
Hmm.
you can get it from there. I will send you what you need to do to have it, and it's quite simple. And you should see what kind of games you can do. You can do 2D, 3D with it. You can do both. It's not limited, but you will be programming it, so you'll know exactly what your code does, and how you'll better understand how states function for a game and stuff like that. There are some principles in video game programming that are better learned. I mean, in video game creation, that are better learned when programming, instead of just using blueprints, where you don't see the how things work in the back.
I see. So you're saying it's better to instead of how should I put this? Instead of using Unity and Unreal Engine, which would kind of superficially teach me how to make a game, I would better learn the actual from the start out how to make the skeleton and add layers on top of it.
Exactly. You're not going to do anything commercial, but you're just going to do like a Space Invader or something like that. But you will learn the very basics of video game programming,
Mhm.
like learning how to handle collisions. And it might sound stupid, but those are very important things when you're doing a video game, when you're creating a video game. So yeah, those things are um, things
Okay,
that you're going to learn.
and that would help
And
me further use stuff like Unity, for example, afterwards to.
exactly, because then you're going to go in Unity, and the moment the thing is not going to do what you want it to do, you just double click on the blueprint or whatever it's called in Unity, I forgot, on that snippet, and
And I
you
can
just
tweak it.
edit the code yourself, because you know how to, okay, oh, I see what it's doing here. That's not what I want to do, and you just change the code and do it yourself.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean.
Because
Actually, that would be better. Yeah.
yeah, because you can still use Unity afterwards if you want, and put your things together.
Mhm.
And but then you know that if something doesn't go your way, you can just open the hood and fix it yourself, instead of being like, oh fuck, now what I'm doing now.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. Fair enough. Okay, I'll do that then.
Hmm.
But I decided on this. Like this is what I want to do with my life.
Yeah, sure.
So that's why I'm pretty stoked about it. And obviously the my main job would be just like a cash cow because it pays well. So
You're going 3D, 2D. What are you going for?
um, well, I think I would go 3D. However, I'm not exactly sure. Like, have you ever heard of a game called Manor Lords? It's in early,
Manor Lords?
yeah, it's in early access.
No, it doesn't ring a bell. Let me see.
This one was made in Unreal Engine, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
it's Unreal Engine. Yeah. So what is like strategy? Oh yeah,
Yeah, is that 2D or 3D?
that's definitely 3D. That there is no question about it. It is 3D.
I'm a bit unsure when I hear
See,
2D or 3D.
that's one of the things that you. Those are the things that you need to learn. Like if you're not able to tell if it's 2D or 3D, then definitely you need to learn more about video game production in general.
Mhm, mhm.
It's not something you just wake up one morning and decide to do. I would know. I tried doing that. Then I started programming. That's actually what got me into programming
Okay, that's
because I was
cool.
like, oh yeah, I'm going to do a game, and then I was like, oh fuck that shit. I need to learn more. Like I need to to do a deep dive because this is not going to work like that.
Hmm. Yeah, I would do a 3D game. I would do a combination. Like my dream game would be a combination of Total War games and Europa Universalis games.
Hmm. Here I'm
Have you,
sending you something.
played both?
Not Europa Universal. I've played Stellaris, which is basically
Yeah,
Europa
yeah,
Universalis but in space.
yeah. What is that?
It's just something I started working on. It's like a city or like a castle in the sky.
Okay.
It's just the beginning. But yeah, I do pixel art. I don't do 3D. I've done a bit of 3D, but yeah, 3D modeling is not that interesting to me.
Hmm. Yeah, what I would yeah, that's what I would like a combination of having like real time battles with thousands of people in on a battlefield, combined with the in-depth mechanics of a game like Stellaris or Europa Universalis, and combined with storytelling.
Yeah, so I'm going to stop you right there. This is not going to be your first game. You cannot start with a project like that. I can already tell you
It's too
this
big.
is not. It's too big because there are several different types of gameplay to begin with that you're talking about, and you need to break that down and maybe do a game with just one of those mechanics first. Make
Hmm.
sure that it works well, and maybe put it out there even for free. Get some feedback, correct the problems and stuff like that, and then put it all together. But if you go, it's like saying, okay, I want to go out there and do an MMORPG. It's not going to work. Like for instance,
This is
if you're
my
going to
dream
have,
game. I know
yeah,
it's not
if
going to be my
mhm.
first. Yeah.
And if you want to do like, for instance, you want to have thousands of units on the field.
Mm.
Um, get Unreal Engine, just put like 10 trees, put a bit of grass, see how it lags, and see if you know how to optimize it so it doesn't lag anymore. Like you will see how fast things become too much for the engine to handle if it's not optimized. And you optimize by programming, like with the mm, it's through programming that you're going to optimize the game,
I
not
see.
with the blueprints.
Okay, fair enough.
So there are a
Yeah,
lot of steps.
but yeah, I would be into 2D as well. My main concern is mostly the gameplay because I've noticed in the game industry nowadays this is what's most interesting for people. So not exactly how it looks, but more of how it feels when you play it, and that's what I would like to focus on. So I wouldn't mind 2D as well.
Mhm.
Yeah. But yeah,
The thing is that with 2D you can with pixel art you can do quick and dirty, like real fast, and just to because as you said, the graphics, if it's not the focal points,
mhm.
You can just have graphics to represent what the gameplay is, but you just focus on making a gameplay so good that people are just going to play it, like Dwarf Fortress, for instance.
Mm.
I happen to love the graphics. It looks like shit. It's ASCII art. It's nothing. It doesn't have graphics, but the game is interesting and quite in depth and stuff like that. So yeah,
So
you,
2D
you,
would be a good starting point.
always it's always easier to move something in 2D than in 3D.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. I'll
Yeah,
start with that then.
let's add that topic. It could be interesting to work on that actually. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's yeah, that's interesting. But I'm not telling you. I'm not saying what I'm saying to discourage you. It's just that
No, no, just
mm,
being.
realistic because I've tried and failed on several projects. Not only because of a lack of skill, but because of other things. But those are the kind of hurdles uh,
Yeah,
that I
I
had to
understand.
face. But I'm not going to tell you not to do it either. I'm just going to give you the advice so that you do it in the proper order, so that you don't have to go through all the steps of failing before you get there, so that you can be like up and running faster than I could.
Yeah, basically learn from your experience, what
Yeah,
you're saying.
exactly.
Yeah, no, definitely. But yeah, I decided this is my main purpose in life, and like on a broader sense, I'm actually thinking on the long term. It could, because I want them to have like at one point like an educational value, especially for countries in Eastern Europe, and that is a possibility of gaining like European funds, for example, working with the
Yeah,
government.
if you go more towards the serious games, yeah, I think that's how it's called, like serious games or serious gaming. When you have something with like an educational goal or something like that, then
Yeah,
definitely you can unlock funds from the European Union.
yeah, I would definitely love to do that because I can
Well,
see.
you pay first of all, you pay your taxes, so
Well, I do pay my taxes, obviously, for
yeah,
anyone who's listening.
so you might as well get something in return. I mean, you pay your taxes to the Romanian government. Whether or not the Romanian government gives the money to the EU, that's something else entirely.
Yeah, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, the thing is, for example, one aspect that I would love to develop, and I'm in talks with like a friend of mine who's a financial consultant, is financial education. That's something that's severely lacking in general in Eastern Europe.
Yeah, good luck making a game about that. The topic is
Um,
not sexy or interesting, but if you find a way to make it entertaining, then yeah, definitely go for it.
yeah.
That's definitely something people can benefit from.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I kind of want to combine, having fun in a game with, like, for example, imagine, remember that, if I'm not mistaken, World of Warcraft, or no, which game? Eve Online. I think you know that Eve Online has like its own economic ecosystem.
Oh, I don't know. I've only been playing the game since 2007, but yeah. Yeah, also, I'm going to be an asshole. I won't be able to prevent myself from answering like this. Yeah, I do know how it goes. And yeah, a lot has changed in the past like 5 years or so. But still, it still has that. You've never played the game?
Nope.
You can play it for free. Like, it has a free version of it.
Me with games is like the reason why I would love making games is because I like trying games. I kind of don't like playing a lot, if that makes sense. So, for
Yeah.
example, my Xbox, I have around 250 games. I only finished five. So, it's that old saying that shoes are for women like games are for men. You never have enough to wear and you never have enough to play.
Um, Well, even then, as I said, you have the alpha clone where everything is you can play for free. You have obviously limitations, but it lets you explore. I would say all the aspects of the game.
Hmm.
Maybe not to the full extent of it, but there's a lot that you can actually do with just the free account. And yeah, EVE Online when it comes to how to design an economical like a market and stuff like that. It's a very good game,
Mm.
and it has also very interesting game mechanics and way of playing. And if you're going to try it out, let me know because I would definitely jump back in with you.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
Mhm.
I'm thinking of just upgrading my current laptop, just buying maybe 4 or 8 gigabytes of RAM. Uh,
How much RAM do you have?
four, I want to say.
I thought you got a new laptop for gaming.
I did,
And
but how do I check how much?
it cannot be four. There hasn't been any laptop with 4 gigs of RAM in I don't know how long.
Okay,
You might have like a
these days.
Chromebook with four, but if you right click on the Windows Start menu
Yep,
and you go on System,
yep.
Device Specifications, it should be the third line, Installed RAM.
Oh, eight gigabytes.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not a gaming laptop. That's shit. It should start at a minimum of 16, like nothing under 16. And you should just aim for 32. But if you want to have 32 on a, just check the price for upgrading to 32, and then just go and buy a real computer.
Yeah. It all depends on, as I said, it all depends on my next gig, what's my next contract. Because if I'm going to relocate, I'm not sure if it's worth investing in it, because I don't want to carry it around. Um,
It will also depend on where you're going to relocate because it might be cheaper to buy everything in the new country. If you're going to build a PC, Romania has actually crazy high prices for computer
really,
pieces. Yeah,
I
I got swindled, but it was the only way for me to get the pieces to build my computer. But I hated paying that price.
I had no idea. I thought we had like the cheapest prices in Europe or something.
No, not for computer pieces. You have one of the highest, I would say, like compared to the income and stuff like that. But even compared to other countries, like for instance, I was looking at pieces on PC Garage, and I was also with a friend on the phone, and he was checking one or two sites here in France, just so that we could compare the prices, and everything was all, yeah, I think systematically was more expensive in Romania because there is a high tax on digital goods, not on like computer goods in Romania.
I didn't know that. Huh.
The import tax is crazy,
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would make sense.
and I would have ordered the pieces, but then I would have had to go to the post office to take them out and pay the tax there then and there, because I remember when I what was it? Oh, remember I bought a phone from Japan
Yeah.
and I had to pay import taxes, and it was crazy high. I think I paid um mm, okay, it was either over 150 RON or 100 euros
Dang.
of yeah, because it came from Japan. And imagine me going there alone and having to do that in Romanian because they didn't speak any English, and I got yelled at because I didn't speak Romanian.
Yeah, people at
Like
work,
that
well,
was
people at the
fucking
post office are like the
government
worst.
workers, I swear to God.
Not the worst actually, because in Romania they have like around 50,000 workers, like the biggest company here. So you can't fire them because they have the highest number of employees.
Hmm.
Obviously, they have the biggest syndicate,
Yeah.
so nobody fucks with them basically. But they are the worst. Yeah, I agree. What I could do, for example, is just go in a country where I know the prices are lower and do like a city break while also buying a PC and bringing it back.
Yeah, you can buy actually pieces so that you don't have to carry the case. The case you can buy in Romania, it's not that expensive,
Yeah, yeah,
and then you build it there.
yeah. And I would just tell them I'm making a bomb at the airport.
Yeah, sure. That's because they have the best sense of humor, especially in those troubled times. And with your, well, you're going to be speaking in English, and you don't have the Romanian accent when you speak in English, so that's going to be fine. But
But I do
if
have a very nice terrace beard.
yeah, but you don't look like you come from a terrorist country. What the
Yeah, but
fuck that? What the fuck does that even mean? Like a terrorist country? Yeah,
but
you know what I mean. Like,
technically, Iran can be considered something like that. I'm guessing
sorry, come again?
Iran would be considered kind of a terrorist country. I'm guessing.
Yeah, but you're not from Iran.
How
You
do you
don't sound Iranian. You don't. Well,
exactly?
then again, how the fuck would they know what an Iranian looks like? You don't look typical terrorist. Like your beard is trimmed and looks nice. It's not like mine, who's all wild and I get stopped at the airport actually. So yeah,
Really?
I have a Swiss passport and I get stopped because they look at me. Actually, that's not true. I got stopped in Romania constantly, but like I went through the US when I went to Fiji, no problem whatsoever. They were lovely as hell.
Huh? It's weird.
And when I was in Fiji, like I looked like locals, so they were like, "Hey, welcome home."
Seriously? You look
Yes, some guy like I once took the cab, and it was funny because by then I had gathered a few words in Fijian, and I just asked to go somewhere to the cab, and then I started speaking in English, and he turns around and he's like, "Okay, you're not Fijian?" Like, no. Like, okay, he got surprised, but then again, then he was not surprised I was not like Fijian. He was surprised I was not from the region because there are a lot of different islands and they all have different dialects. They don't speak the same language, and a lot of those people come to Fiji, to the main island, and don't speak proper Fijian. So they talk with other people in English. They actually don't speak Fijian. So he was just surprised I was not from one of the islands around the place.
be honest, I didn't even know that there's such a language as Fijian.
There is, and there are a lot of languages in that area of the world. It's actually one of the areas with the most diversity, like all the Pacific area, like Papua New Guinea and stuff like that. Like they have a shit ton of languages there.
But that would make sense because they have a lot of islands, obviously, being separated and developing
Exactly.
their own
That's
cultures.
where exactly that's where every island gets their own culture, language, everything separate. They don't interact necessarily. So yeah,
Nice. That's pretty cool. Hmm. Okay.
we're past an hour and a half. I think we should cut it now,
Yeah, yeah,
like
because I
because
have to start working.
yeah. Okay. It was nice catching up, and
Oh yeah, it was
yeah, I
lovely.
think this could be something. I liked
Yeah,
it. It
yeah.
was very nice.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, have a nice evening.
Perfect. You.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.